Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Cami and I create content around hair, makeup, music festivals, and travel. In today's video, I show you how I created this makeup look that I wore to my friend Lindsay's wedding in San Jose del Cabo and talk about the amazing trip I had while I was there. If you want to see how I created this look and to hear about my trip, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. So 2 weekends ago, I had the absolute pleasure of heading to San Jose del Cabo in Mexico to spend time with my sister and attend our friend Lindsay's wedding. Cabo was absolutely beautiful. We had a chance to hop on a yacht and go whale watching. We saw some humpback whales. We also had a big party on the yacht. We're swimming around in the water. We had like a chef on the yacht, and we had, a bartender. It was amazing. I really appreciated the way that Lindsay did the wedding. She actually had everyone take a coronavirus test, even if you were vaccinated, before heading into the wedding, and then the night of the reception. We all did a rapid test to make sure nobody was positive, so it made me feel really comfortable and really safe to be there, even though I am fully vaccinated. It was just like an extra level of comfort. The wedding was absolutely beautiful. I mean, just stunning. She planned everything. Lindsay is just like the most fun person I've ever met, and her wedding definitely reflected that. I wore this really, really pretty dress, and we ate all of the food. We danced all night. It was so much fun. I seriously cannot wait to go back to Cabo, and I also want to give a big congratulations to Lindsay and Seth for hosting us at such a beautiful wedding, and really such an amazing trip. I got to meet so many great people, and it was just a blast. So for this wedding guest makeup, I wanted to go with something a little bit more neutral, a little bit more laid back. You guys are used to seeing my festival makeup looks. I definitely did not go that route this time. Instead, I used the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I love this palette. It's really, really great for everyday makeup, or like if you want to go a little bit more glam, you can definitely pump it up. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I always recommend when you're gonna be doing, makeup for photography or makeup that needs to last all day is that you prep your skin. So I always like to start with a vitamin C serum and a hyaluronic acid serum. So I use maybe a couple drops of each and I mix them and then I apply them to the face. This is gonna give me more hydration and brightness from the vitamin C. So after I apply those serums, I like to go ahead and apply an eye cream, just because it's gonna help, keep the area around my eye moisturized and nice and plump. So I use the Believe in Truth Moisturizing Eye Balm. And then, of course, you need to put moisturizer on your face to keep that skin really, capture all the moisture, keep that skin really hydrated. And I really like the Dramatically Different Hydrating Jelly by Clinique. This is typically like my summer or spring moisturizer. It's a little bit lighter. I do have oily and acne prone skin, so I do have to be careful. And I love this one. It's great. It's got a little insert that, gives you like an extra vitamin C serum. And I adore vitamin C. It gives my skin brightness, so I love that. Okay. So after my skin is nice and moisturized, I like to go ahead and prime. And you want this makeup to last all day. You're gonna be taking a bunch of pictures. You're gonna be dancing, you're gonna be sweating. You guys need to prime. So let me put my hair back with my kitty ears. Okay, my curls are crazy. And then prime my skin. So I'm not sure if this matters very much, but I like to use a primer that's made for the foundation, so I typically keep it the same brand. So this time around, I use the NARS Pore and Shine Control Primer. I really like it. I think it worked really well. Helped, keep my makeup on all night. I was definitely dancing the entire night. which was super fun. And gosh, what a fun wedding. I hadn't been to a wedding that beautiful in a really long time. It was so pretty. The weather was perfect. Everyone was really friendly and just like, you know, super welcoming. I didn't really know a lot of people there since, you know, the bride was more my sister's friend. And my friend, of course, now, but but all of her friends were really welcoming and really friendly. Okay, so skin is primed. We are good to apply foundation. So I tend to mix my foundation if I can't get to the right shade. And for me, it's really hard to find the right shade. If you can't tell, like, my body is a little bit darker than my face, and that's because I wear sunscreen literally every day. So yeah, so for this one I used the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation because it's got really good coverage. And then I mixed the shades medium 2 and medium 3.5 to kind of try to figure out my perfect color. And I like doing that too because, you know, I do tend to tan during the summer. And then my skin, obviously since I'm not as much in the sun, my skin does get a little bit lighter in the winter. So I just mix a few drops of each in the back of my hand and just blend them with my finger. Okay, so hopefully this is close to that skin tone I'm looking for. And then I just kind of dot it on my face. This is a really great foundation. It's got like medium to full coverage. It's definitely very buildable. I really like it for when I'm looking for, you know, for my skin to look pretty flawless, have more coverage. And then because it is a fuller coverage foundation, in order for it to not look cakey, I like blending it in with a beauty blender. So I'm just gonna apply that extra to my neck. You always want to blend the neck because you don't want your neck or your face to look a different color than your neck. Okay, and then I blend in the rest of my foundation. Don't forget to get your ears. You also want your ears to match your face. Alright, now that my foundation is nice and blended, it actually looks a lot lighter in the camera than in my mirror. I wonder if that's my lighting. Let's see, no. Yeah, definitely it's coming off a little bit lighter than I wanted it to, but that's okay. We have bronzer for that. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is conceal. I definitely want to brighten my under eyes. So we're going to apply some there. And I'm using the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Light Beige. This concealer is awesome. I really, really like it. I typically use it as, like, you know, for spot concealing every single day. I tend not to wear foundation every day, so just like the size of this is great for that, and it's just great. It, you know, lasts all day, gives me good coverage. I really enjoy it. So we'll blend that in, spot conceal some of those areas that you want to conceal or give brightness to. Definitely the under eye. And then I like to put concealer on my lid because it primes the lid for that eyeshadow that I'm going to apply later. Okay, we're concealed. Now the next step is really important. Setting your under eyes and your T-zone if you're oily like me. So, like I've been saying, you know, you're going to a wedding, you want your makeup to last all night, you're gonna be sweating. Y'all hear that? It's raining in Austin. It's thunder. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I love this stuff. It's just my go-to always. It's fantastic. And I'm gonna use a little puff to set under my under eyes with that powder. This puff is by Hallberg Cosmetics. I think it was like 10 bucks maybe, super affordable. So I pick up the powder with the puff, and then I dab it under my under eye, and that sets it so that if I cry, because I am a crybaby, I do cry at all weddings. If I cry, my concealer doesn't go anywhere. So I'll set that. Also prevents it from creasing. And then I'll grab whatever's left and just kind of set my T-zone. That way my makeup does not budge. Cool. And then to set the rest of my face, and again, if you're a dry skin girl, you can totally skip this step. I have to do it because my skin is so oily. I'm gonna set with my favorite powder. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. Wow. In the shade 2 Medium. I'm already hitting pan, and I just got this one, but it's just so good. I really love it. I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and set the rest of my face. This powder also like just gives your skin that flawless look of like no pores, no lines. It's awesome. Okay. So next up, you know, I have this like flat canvas on my face. We need to give it some definition. So I'm going to grab a big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna bronze with the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. It's a really good bronzer. It does lean a little bit on the orange side, but I feel like for bronzing, since I'm not like specifically contouring, for bronzing and to give the face a little bit of color, I really like it. So I'm just gonna grab some of that. And I think this is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH02 brush. I stole this or didn't steal it. I saw that one of my friends had it, and I was like, I need to know what that brush is. So I'm just gonna bronze on my cheeks. And you can give your skin or your face some contour with a bronzer. So maybe I'll hit my forehead a little bit, since, you know, that's where the sun hits my skin. Maybe my chin. And then a little bit on top of my nose and underneath my nose. So it looks like I've got some color. I love bronzing. It's like giving your face a little massage with a brush. Feels good. Okay, next up, we need a little bit more color on the cheeks. So I'm going, oh, a little eyelash in my eye. I'm going to use my NARS Orgasm blush. Really like this one, especially if I'm gonna be wearing like a bright color on the lips, or like, you know, if I want it just to look like a natural blush. It's really pretty, and I just put it on the apples of my cheek and maybe pull it up a little bit. So, okay, now that we've got some blush on our cheeks, let's move to highlighter. I love highlighter. It just makes you look alive and shiny and just glorious, and I really like this highlighter by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the Amrezy highlighter. It's so pretty, and I always get so many compliments when I wear it, so this is definitely the one that I wore to the wedding. It's just really beautiful. So I just take a highlighter brush. Really like this brush by Hallberg Cosmetics. It's a 306. And then I just grab some of that highlighter and put it on the high points of my cheeks. Bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. Okay, and now we're glowing. Sweet, so now we've got the skin done. Let's start with the eyes. So like I said, I didn't want to have this, you know, super bright or colorful makeup just because my dress was so colorful. So I started off with my Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I'm gonna grab a color to blend out the crease. So I grab Blend right here. Funny name. Actually, I think all the names of this palette tell you where to put the shadow color, which is really great. So this one's Blend. So I'm gonna put that on the crease. And it's just gonna give that crease some definition. I am obsessed with Natasha Denona shadows. They're so beautiful, and they're, you know, they have minimal fallout. They're super buttery, just really pretty. I really love them. They're pricey, but I think they're worth it. And they definitely last all night. I'll tell you that. Okay, so now that I've got that crease pretty much blended in, I'm gonna go ahead and use a darker color to darken the outer V and give my eye some definition. So I'm gonna grab this Sigma, oh man, this brush is so old, Sigma E25, it's a blending brush, and I'm gonna mix these two colors right here, this one and this dark brown. They're called Lash Line and Outer Eyelid. And I'm gonna start defining my outer eyelid. So I have semi-hooded eyes, so I do need to be able to define that eye so my eyes don't look too small, which is fun. I actually really enjoy learning about the different eye shapes and how to define them. And I like to pull it out to give like a tiny bit of a wing or cat eye look on my eyes. That way when I draw the wing later, it gives it shape to follow the eyeshadow. Okay, so now that my eyes are nice and defined, I'm actually going to grab a darker shade. So in this case, I think I'm gonna go with black, so that I can further define the lash line, and then when my eyeliner goes in, it looks a little bit more blended. You can totally do this with an eyeliner pencil. I sometimes prefer to use a shadow because it's a little bit more diffused and it takes less time than blending a liner pencil. So let's see, I just need a black shadow, so let me grab one really quick. So this is the Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette. I actually really love this palette. It's pretty amazing. I could have used this palette to create this look today. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of the black. Oh no, am I hitting pan already? That's so sad. Okay, a little bit of the black, and again, just define that lash line. I'm gonna use that blending brush that I was using, the Sigma one. Just give it a little bit more darkness and make sure you blend. This palette does have quite a bit of fallout, so you want to be really careful, especially if you've already put on your skin makeup, because we don't want to have a fallout situation here. Okay. Just darkening that outer V a little bit more, since this was a black tie wedding and I wanted to go a little bit more dramatic. Still keeping those colors really neutral because, like I said, I was wearing a very bright dress. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good. So now I'm going to highlight a bit, going back to my Natasha Denona palette. There's a shade called Inner Corner right here in the middle. And I'm gonna grab that with my finger and place it on the inner corner and a little bit on the lid. How pretty is that, right? It gives it like shine, more highlight, makes your eyes look bigger and brighter and more awake. And it translates really nice in pictures. Okay, I'm super happy with that shadow look. I think I'm actually gonna use a little bit of this brow bone shade and put it on my brow bone. I love that the shadows have the name of where it's supposed to go. I think that's really great. Super helpful for beginners too. Alright, super happy with that. Let's move on to liner. So I think I said this earlier in the video, but I'm such a crybaby at weddings. Like, they just get me, you know, right in the feels. I think it's so beautiful to see two people in love, and of course it reminds me of my husband, and I just get so happy and so excited, so I start crying like a baby. So I like to use, for sure, a waterproof liner that I know is not going to budge. So in this instance, I use the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. This liner is awesome. See if it'll focus in. There we go. This liner is amazing. It definitely stays all day. I, you know, have worn it to the boat and the pool, and it doesn't budge, and I really love it. So let me go ahead and apply that. Very carefully, you don't want to mess this up. And liner is so difficult. Okay, so I'm gonna go in by drawing the wings first. Same for the other side. Okay, got two wings. And then I'm gonna fill in from the corner, do the liner on the lid of the eye. And I'm going to do it a bit thicker than usual because I am gonna wear falsies. So I want to give space for those lashes to sit on. Okay, that's filled in. Other side. Okay, and now what I do to create the wing is I like to hold the side and drag that liner down to create that wing. So let's see if I can do this on camera. And then fill it in. Got a pretty good wing! And now the other side. The tricky part is always the other side. So you gotta match them. Super happy with that. Great. Next, I'm going to set my eyebrows. I think I've shared this before, but my eyebrows are pretty wild, pretty unruly. So I've got to set those bad boys. I would typically, you know, this is a place where I would fill in my eyebrows. But I got my eyebrows microbladed, so it makes it a lot easier for my makeup routine, and I don't have to fill them in. So I'm just going to set them with some setting gel. I think this is by ColourPop. It's the Brow Boss Gel by ColourPop. Okay, so now before I set my face, or before I add mascara, I need to set my face. So I really like this Mist and Fix by Makeup Forever. It's great, and the little travel size was perfect to take with me to Cabo. Okay. And it smells so good. Okay, and then I have a little fan I travel with for my makeup. And I just help that dry up a little bit and set my face. Okay, I'm going to use a waterproof mascara, and I definitely recommend that you do as well if you're going to a wedding. Again, I cry every time, so I don't want mascara running down my face. So for this one, I use the You Better Work mascara by Essence. It says it's gym proof and waterproof, and it's a lengthened definition mascara. You know, I think Essence mascaras are so underrated. They are amazing for the price. They're like $4 or $5 tops, and they work really, really well. I have some pretty long lashes, and I always end up getting mascara on my lids. So I'll show you what to do about that. Does anyone make really goofy faces when they're applying their mascara? I always open my mouth. I feel like if I have my mouth closed, it just won't apply as well. But it looks so funny. Lower lash, just a little bit. Speaking of the lower lash, so if you can tell, I didn't really apply any eyeshadow to the lower lash. That's because like I said, I tend to cry, and so I don't want any of that shadow to run. And I bet you guys probably think I'm like, oh my gosh, she's been bawling her eyes out. I usually am. I'm like, oh, can't keep it together. But if you want to apply shadow, I definitely recommend that you do. It looks so nice, and it helps give your eye definition. So what I would do is I would take some of that crease color with a fluffy brush and just like drag it down. And again, other side. And then maybe take a little bit of that darker color and just a tiny bit, and just drag it down again. This does create more depth. It makes your makeup look really nice. Okay, so I got mascara on my lid. Not the end of the world. We just let it dry, so give it a couple minutes to dry, and then you take a blending brush and you blend it away. And it's like it was never there. Yay! Okay, so now we've got everything on. The last, or actually the second to last thing I want to do is apply falsies. I think for weddings, falsies are a must. They give your eyes a ton of definition. You're going to be taking a lot of pictures. You're going to be, you know, smiling all day, putting like pictures taken by everybody, and you're going to want your lashes to look big and defined and look their best. So for this wedding, I actually used a more simple lash. These are the Naked Lashes by Ardell. I love these. They are great. They don't have a super thick band, so they tend to look really natural, but still give your eye that pop and definition. So I just grab one, and I'm using the Duo Glue 2-in-1 brush-on strip lash adhesive. I like this stuff. It gives you the option of having the clear glue and the black glue. So for this one, I'm going to use the clear one. Just personal preference, you can use either one. And so what I do is I just apply a little bit to the strip and let that dry while I apply the glue on the second lash. You want your glue to be a little tacky so it goes on a lot easier. So I'm just holding it with my hand, a little tricky there, and then applying the glue. We'll just let that dry for a little bit. Maybe shake them around a bit. I also have this really cool tool that helps me apply my lashes. It looks like tweezers, but it's made specifically for you to put your lashes on. It's great. Okay, I think this one's ready to go. So I just get really close to the mirror. Let's see if we can do this on camera. Get super close to the mirror. And then drop them kind of in the middle. And then with the tool, you can set them where you want. And then I press them down against my natural lashes so they stick. And just move them around if you need to. Whatever you think looks best. That looks pretty easy, right? No, it takes forever to learn to put false lashes on. It's actually, for me, it was really hard to learn at first, but once I got the hang of it, it's like second nature. Okay, we've got lashes on. They're a little wonky, but we'll fix them. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit more eyeliner to that inner corner to help the lashes blend a little bit better. Okay, and last but not least, we are gonna, oh, let me fix this a little more. We're gonna do a lip. So because my dress was so bright, I wanted to go with something that matched the dress, but wasn't like too crazy. So I did this little, I think this is Luxie, or I'm not too sure, but it's one of those like pH changing lip glosses, and the color is Prickly Pear. And it's really pretty. Okay friends, so this is the final look. I added these really cute little star pins from Kristen S, which you can get at Target. That day for the wedding, I actually just did my hair like I would usually, and then pinned some of the curls to create like a side situation. Pin some of these back and then pin them out of my face, and then had some curls hanging out of the side. When you have curly hair, it's really easy to do like a nice updo for a wedding. You just have to pin them back. But yeah, this is my wedding guest makeup. Thank you all for joining me today. I really enjoyed doing this. And like I said, you know, if you're a crier like I am, you know, make sure you set the makeup, use waterproof liner and mascara, and you'll be just fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you want to see more like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I also post content around festivals once they're coming back. I do end up doing a lot of festival makeup, and then I plan to share content about my curly hair and my travel. So go ahead and click the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Bye.